NFC North champions, baby. I can't believe I timed this show right on the dot as when this game ended. Number one seed clinch. What a game. What a game. I can't even. We're going to have so much fucking fun tonight. You guys have no idea. I'm so excited. I am beyond ecstatic right now. My name is Christian Harvey. You're watching Gritsville, USA, right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. We're just going to take some time tonight to celebrate just the cap to the regular season of what was the greatest Lion season of all time. Super excited to be here. Can't wait to talk about what we just witnessed, what's going to happen moving forward. And like I said, just going to have some fun, especially at the expense of some Minnesota Viking fans that were talking way too much trash this past week. We're going to have so much fun. Again, you're watching Gritsville, USA, right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. We'll be back in a second.
IE Sports Radio fans, this show is brought to you by Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky. Planet Jerky is the official jerky of the 2022 California League champion Lake Elsinore Storm, single-A affiliate of the San Diego Padres. This all-brisket jerky has gluten-free options, contains no MSG, no sodium nitrate, is low in sugar, and high in protein. Go to their website at planetjerky.net and follow them on Instagram at Planet Jerky. Planet Jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet.
Rise and shine. It's 4 a.m. The stars are still out. The sun is beneath the horizon, but it's time to punch in and go to work. The comfort of your warm-ups turns into the grinding out of your reps as the clinking and the clanking of the plates create a symphony of euphoria. There's no other feeling like it. Earn it, burn it, and take what's yours. IE Sports Radio has proudly partnered with Vital Apparel, a brand that not only fits great, but also promotes and donates to mental health research. Use our code IESR to get 15% off their comfortable and inspiring gym wear and help them on their amazing journey to support mental health. Go hard, take part in your iron therapy, and be strong. Because when your mental health is as strong as you are, there's no telling how far you'll go.
All right, guys. Welcome back to Gritsville, USA, right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Once again, my name is Christian Harvey. And I'm excited to be here tonight. I am so excited to be here tonight. When I said the other night on Wednesday that I wanted to come live after the game, I was nervous. I'm not going to lie. We had talked about on Wednesday how the defense I thought was going to be the big issue tonight. It's funny to say in retrospect, but I was nervous. I was nervous that I was going to have to come on here and basically go all boo-hoo because obviously the last 5 weeks defensively haven't looked good. But I'm so happy to say your Detroit Lions had buried the Minnesota Vikings to not only win the NFC North, but to clinch the number one seed in the NFC, thus providing us the bye week that this team has so desperately needed, and we get home field advantage the rest of the way. Absolutely phenomenal performance by the defense. The offense had some issues with, but I'll talk about that in a sec. But tonight was not only just the Jahmyr Gibbs show, it was the Meek Robertson show, it was the Alex Anzalone show, it was the Zadarius Smith show. The whole defense, credit to them, hats off to them, especially the red zone defense. I can't even believe what I was watching tonight. I really couldn't believe it. The first quarter, the quick. I don't think it was a 3-and-out. I think we converted once. Then we had to punt it away. It just didn't go the best. My mind is a million miles a minute. I'm just so excited to talk about this. Either way, let me just get right to the point. The Vikings made it to the red zone 3 times, I believe. Nothing. No touchdowns given in this game whatsoever to what has been one of the best offenses in the league. I got to give credit to the Vikings for having one of the best offenses throughout the season. But tonight, oh my God, this defense is terrible. Lions shut them down, especially in the red zone. Just absolutely phenomenal what we had watched. All credit goes to them. I mean, if you listen to not only my show, but if you listen to all of Detroit sports media, everybody was like, this defense isn't good enough to win, not only win this game, but even win the playoffs or get to the Super Bowl. And tonight proved otherwise. I had said on Wednesday, if Alex Anzalone plays this game, we're winning. And sure, he might not have lit up the stat sheet, but you best believe that his presence here did make a difference, and that we had Sam Darnold seeing ghosts once again. Hey, Taryn, thanks for chiming in. Thank you. Yes, everybody heard the Lions roar tonight. This game was being hyped up as one of the top regular season games, not only of this season, but of all time. You had 2 14-win teams, and again, I have to give credit to the Vikings. As much as I want to say that they're frauds, that they have no business getting to 14 wins, the reality is they did. They have a solid defense. Their offense has been solid. Kevin O'Connell is a phenomenal coach. You obviously have Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, solid receiver. Like they have the pieces to get to 14 wins. I didn't think they should have been there, but they were, and I have to give them credit for that. They were the other half of this being one of the greatest regular season games of all time. And the reality is that shit didn't matter. We shut them down. And I expected this game to be a shootout. I mean, the Lions did their part. They got to 31. I didn't expect the Vikings to not even hit double digits, not even get a single touchdown tonight. They came close. They came so close. But I don't know what type of demon came into the defense tonight. You got Calvin Johnson going up, talking to the guys on NBC. Love seeing that. So much Detroit royalty in town tonight. Just absolutely phenomenal. I take back everything I said about this defense not being good enough to win, because they didn't just prove me wrong. They had to have proved everybody wrong. Like, it wasn't just, Sam Darnold was having a bad night, or Sam Darnold is who we always thought he was. It's not like he chose tonight of all nights to all of a sudden play like ass. Like what the defense was showing him had him scared. And he was all over the place. Amik Robertson was on Justin Jefferson. Like what? Like just absolutely just I can't, the word phenomenal just keeps coming to mind. It was the greatest defensive performance that they've had all year. All year. I'm not even lying. This was the time for them to show up. Everybody had counted them out because you have this person hurt. You have this person hurt. You have 12 defensive players on IR. That shit did not matter. Aaron Glenn had these guys ready to play, and I'm so damn proud of them for coming out here and not showing their ass and knocking Minnesota back to Minneapolis, wherever the hell they're located at, and having them pack their bags to go to Los Angeles next week. Absolutely phenomenal. And you're right, Gibbs on top. I got to talk about Jahmyr Gibbs also. 4 effing touchdowns. Like, I believe, well, it's not even I believe. He's now the Lions' all-time single-season franchise record holder for most touchdowns in the season. He passed Jamal Williams, who got his record a couple years ago. And Jahmyr, I mean, scary moment when Van Ginkel knocked his ass to the ground. I thought, oh man, I thought that was it. But man, and it's not even that he stepped up because Montgomery was out. He's now being in that role where it's just him. And don't get me wrong, he is more than capable enough to lead this offense. But I think you saw tonight how scary things can get. A defensive player can get a night. It was a clean hit on Van Ginkel. I saw some Lions players be like, "That was dirty." It's not. It was rough. It was hard, but it was, by all means, it was a clean hit. But you saw the importance of having somebody like David Montgomery next to Jahmyr Gibbs. You can't have Sonic without Knuckles. You just can't do it. It's just, we're going to get Montgomery back in 2 weeks. I fully believe it. And this team is going to continue to just run right through you. It does not matter who they're coming up against. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Rick, you're right. Craig Reynolds did a phenomenal job protecting Goff in the second half, and that was huge. The first half offensively was it was pretty terrible. You got the nice offensive drive for that touchdown from Gibbs, the first of his many tonight. But after that, the offense wasn't there. A lot of tip passes, one of which resulted in a pick. I don't think it was first half. I think it was right into the second half. Goff threw arguably one of the worst balls I think I've ever seen him throw in my life, which resulted in a very easy pick for the Vikings. The offense wasn't there. It took some time for them to start clicking, and going into this game, you knew that the state of mind was that the offense had to be clicking on every step of the way. I mentioned it on Wednesday. Detroit media has been talking about it. It looked like the way that the team has been in the last 5 weeks, it looked like the offense had to continually score because they're going to have to make up for what the defense was doing. And again, that was just the exact opposite of what happened tonight. I don't know what demon entered these guys. I don't know what got into Aaron Glenn. And Rick, you're right. The unfortunate thing is that Aaron Glenn definitely got himself a head coaching gig tonight. Like this is it with him. This is it. This was yet again another audition. You could point out the Houston Texans game as an audition for Aaron Glenn too. But this was the one. This was the one where we definitely lost Aaron Glenn to a head coaching job. The best thing that we can do right now and moving forward is let's win this fucking Super Bowl. Let's get these guys that have been here since the beginning of the Campbell era, that have been here since the Matt Patricia era. Let's get these guys a ring. This is the year. They have proved to me tonight that they can do it. I don't want to hear any more excuses from anybody. I don't care if you're a fan. I don't care if you're in the media, that this team cannot do it. They showed you tonight that they can do it. again, this wasn't the Jacksonville Jaguars they went up against. This wasn't the Tennessee Titans. This was top 5 NFL team, same record as you, 14-2 going into this game, and you kept them to 9 points. You had their quarterback who has been playing MVP level. Let's be real. Sam Darnold has been playing MVP level all year. You had him seeing ghosts again. You had him thinking he was back on the New York Jets. Hats off to Aaron Glenn. I'm going to take a drink for you real quick, my guy. Just hats off to you, Aaron Glenn. I am super proud of what this team did tonight. Just wow. I'm at a loss for words. I'm at a loss for words. I was going into this game. I got off work today at 4. I came home. My ass was shaking the whole day. Like, I was just like, it needs to be 7:20. It needs to be 7:20. Because I was nervous. I was ready for the back and forth battle. And I got that for about a half. Then the middle of the third quarter happened. Offense took off. And we never looked back. My fiance here, yes. Yes, we showed up and we showed out. That last touchdown by Gibbs, man, they were pushing his ass into the end zone. We're like, we're going to get you 4 tonight. We are going to get you 4 tonight. My fiance's aunt right here. Congrats on winning. Thanks. Like I mentioned before, I currently live in Illinois. I grew up in Michigan. I lived there my whole life. Grew up a Detroit fan. I'm currently living now in the Central Standard Time. So obviously, my fiance's family, they're all Bears fans around here. The Bears did win too. Congrats to all your Bears fans out there, especially Adam. I know Adam was. It was funny. I'm looking on Twitter, X, whatever you call it, just seeing everything that he was going through today against that game against the Packers. I'm laughing because I saw a comment that I want to post, but I'm going to get my brother in trouble if I post it. So I'm not going to do it. I'm going to save your ass, boy. But I'm just so happy. This is more, and I want to be careful saying this because last season was just so special too. This might be the happiest I've been as a Lions fan, and that's even more than when they won the division last year, when they won the playoff games against the Rams and the Bucks. More happy than I've been at the halftime game of the Niners game last year in the NFC Championship game. This just meant so much more. To me, I mean, to each fan, it's going to be different. Like, I could probably talk to many of my other friends, and they're like, no, the games last year meant so much more. To me, this was everything. They were in a position that they shouldn't have been in, meaning this thing should have been wrapped up. And I get it. In the NFL, you're not given things. You're not given things in the NFL. You have to earn it. And this whole season, and I get it, the job's not finished, but I'm going to just talk into the grand scheme of just the regular season. You have to earn these wins in the NFL. Nothing is given to you. To every person that's not a Lions fan that was complaining, why are you beating up on the Jaguars 52-7? Why are you beating up on the Titans? Why are you beating up on the Cowboys? Because nothing is given. It's earned. We had some demons to fight off. The NFC Championship game last year was the reason why we took out those teams. It doesn't matter if you're a team like the New England Patriots or the Cleveland Browns or the Raiders. Wanted to shout out the Raiders for Larry. But anybody can come into your house. You could go to anybody's house. On paper, yes, you could be better than them. But you have to beat them. And nobody could convince me last year that the Lions were better than the Niners. I wholeheartedly believe, even with the atrocious defense that we had last year, nobody can convince me that the Niners were better than the Lions. The game was just pulled, the rug was pulled out from under them. And this just meant everything this year. And again, going back to my original point, they were up against a team that did get to 14 wins. Whether I think that was deserved or not, they were there. And this was the game. You so desperately need a bye week. This was for essentially all the marbles in the sense of how is your playoff run going to go? This game was everything. This was the Super Bowl of the regular season, if there is such a thing. And you went out there and you performed like champions. None of these players have really been in that position. I can't recall if we have a current player in our roster that won a Super Bowl or been in there. Forgive me. I'm not going to think about who's on the roster right now. They played championship level football today. They shut up every single person who was like, you're going to get a bomb dropped on you. Justin Jefferson's going to go off on you. Sam Darnold's going to make you look like an idiot. Aaron Jones is going to run all over you. Their defense is going to scare the shit out of you. None of that happened. And this team just performed wonderfully all season long. Even the 2 games they lost against, Tampa and the Bills, they played their ass off. They played their heart out. Those were just unfortunate results where it ended. We're not the basement dwellers anymore. We're not. And my brother made a comment here. Been clowned for years for being a Lions fans, and look at us now. Yes, and trust me, I understand. All the talk isn't going to matter unless it results in a Lombardi Trophy. It has to. They could do everything they could this season, but if they get bounced early in the playoffs, or if they get bounced in the NFC Championship game, or if they lose the Super Bowl even, this almost doesn't matter. But for right now, tonight was everything for me as a fan. They were deserving of this the way they played all year. How many teams can lose players left and right and continue to still be a 15-win team? How many? And I get it. Other teams have injuries too. Look at the Niners. Their injuries absolutely decimated their season. And yes, they didn't just have defensive injuries. They had offensive. They didn't have Christian McCaffrey all year. Brandon Ayuk tore his ACL. It doesn't matter. Teams that are meant for it will find ways to win. We lost a defensive player of the year candidate. I'm going to go ahead and say it. If Aiden Hutchinson was healthy all year long, I can't recall if there's ever been a year where a defensive player won MVP. If Aiden was healthy, there would have been a conversation. There really would have been. And I'm going to stick to that. We lost the best defensive player in all of football. We lost other important pieces. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Dan Campbell said this in Hard Knocks 3 years ago. I don't care if you have 3 toes and 1 ass cheek. I'm going to beat your ass. And that's what we're doing. Except we're the ones with 3 toes and 1 ass cheek. And we're still beating other teams' ass. This team is deserving of it all. This team is deserving of it all. You can't badmouth anything that happened tonight. Okay, you can badmouth the offense a little bit because I thought that Ben Johnson was brain dead the first half. But other than that, again, what championships do, they adjust. And it took some time. It took about halfway through the third quarter for the offense to finally start clicking. But guess what? They did it. They did it. This is the happiest I've ever been as a Lions fan. Super excited. I'm so excited to finally have a week off and just watch other teams battle it out. And in the back of my mind, I'm thinking we're getting healthier. We're getting more dangerous again. And just super excited. Real quick, again, I'm not going to stay on much longer, but I do want to take a quick break here once again. When we come back, we're gonna talk more about what the journey looks like ahead now. Obviously, we have the bye week, but job's not done. Like I said, job's not done. Once again, you're watching Gritsville, USA, right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. We will be right back after this.
there, IE Sports Radio fans. Be sure to check out our sponsor, Seal the Deal Wax Seals by Cecilia B. You just finished your very own wedding or baby shower invitations and you're looking for that extra special touch? Maybe you just wrote a letter to a relative or a friend and you want to add to their smile when they receive it. Then seal the deal with Cecilia's handmade sealing wax stamps for your invitations, letters, and gifts. You bring the deal, we'll bring the seal. You can find them on Instagram at sealthedeal_wax stamps and on Facebook, Seal the Deal Wax Seals.
For the last 10 years, IE Sports Radio has been bringing you amazing content ranging from interviewing legendary athletes, coaches, and other authorized media personnel to building tailor-made shows dedicated to all major sports cities around the country. Make sure to follow us at IE Sports Radio on X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube to keep up with the latest in sports and with all of our shows. Also, make sure to check out our daily updated website at iesportsradio.com. At iesportsradio.com, you can see our daily show schedule and check out all of our show pages with personal bios to learn a little bit more about each of our awesome hosts. In addition to our show pages, you can catch the IE Sports Radio blog, Hall of Fame, Fans of the Month page, and our merchandise shop including t-shirts, tank tops, caps, long sleeves, hoodies, and more. For now over a decade here at IE Sports Radio, we've continued to be by the fans, for the fans, and we thank you all for your support and for making IE Sports Radio your direct feed for all that is sports.
Wine has never tasted so good. Welcome back to Gritsville, USA, right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Once again, you're able to follow us on X, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, wherever you guys social media. You can also follow us on iesportsradio.com. You can find my show there and all the other great shows that we carry. We have shows all over the country, all talking about sports that you guys love. You can also follow us, find our podcasts on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, iHeartRadio, wherever you guys get all, your podcasts and stuff. We're there. But for right now, we're going to keep talking about, the belt to ass performance tonight. Once again, the Detroit Lions beating the Minnesota Vikings 31-9 in what was a phenomenal game. But we're going to talk about quickly what the playoff road looks like next. Because that's just as important, Just because we claim we clinched the number one seed, just because we won the division, that doesn't mean anything. So what does 2 weeks from now look like? Let's just go over all the other playoff teams, at least on the NFC side. I don't really care about the AFC right now. We're going to talk about the NFC side. So Detroit right now, they clinched the number one seed. Philadelphia clinched the number 2 seed. Tampa Bay, with their win today, clinched the 3rd. The LA Rams clinched the 4th, with Minnesota, Washington, and Green Bay being the wildcard teams in that respective order. So you have Minnesota and the Rams playing next Monday night in LA. You then have Washington and Tampa playing. That game, I believe, was a Sunday night game. And then you had Green Bay playing in Philadelphia next Sunday afternoon. That's what the NFC picture looks like. The Lions will be up again in 2 weeks, and they will be playing the winner of the Rams and the Vikings. Now, during the break, I quickly was, scrolling through X, just seeing all the celebratory stuff. And this is how I found out that we even play the winner of the Rams and the Vikings. More so before me looking it up. Post game, handshake that all the players and coaches have. Dan Campbell went up to Kevin O'Connell and said, "We'll see you guys in 2 weeks." And in all honesty, I do believe that could be the case. Now, I believe the Vikings and the Rams did play each other this year. And I believe that the Rams actually won that game. And I think that would have been before Puka Nacua came back. So the Rams are almost fully reloaded on offense. They got all their guys healthy. That's gonna be another game where it's gonna be whichever defense I think messes up first. Both teams have high powered offenses. For my sake, I mean, I'm gonna be real. I do hope that the Vikings win. I don't think I can tolerate another Stafford back to Detroit. I can't tolerate the Matthew Stafford thing anymore. I really can't. I had to see it all this week from Minnesota fans being like, "Oh, you guys are treating Stafford so poorly," because Kirby Joseph might have posted something on Instagram and quickly deleted it, an edited picture of him saying "fuck Stafford" or something. Don't know if that was actually legit or not. I just saw it on social media where everything is actually real. But I saw it, and then Minnesota fans are like, "Oh, how dare you guys treat your best ever quarterback in franchise history like this?" First of all, he's no longer our best quarterback in franchise history, so get that out of your mouth. Second of all, he's been a little bit of a diva. He's acting too much like his wife, and a little bit too much like a diva. I fully believe that Kirby Joseph lost out on All-Star this year because of the mic'd up moment that Stafford had with Kirby Joseph, where he said, "Yeah, you're dirty as fuck," basically, and that went everywhere. And of course, Kirby Joseph has a target on his back because of hits that are legal. But regardless, he's had a target on his back. I don't think that Stafford comment really helped. So I'm tired of hearing about Matthew Stafford. I really cannot tolerate another Rams-Lions matchup. I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm not scared of the Rams. I don't want to tolerate. I'd rather have can the Vikings finally steal one from the Lions talk rather than, "Oh, Matthew Stafford's coming back to Detroit. How's he going to be treated this time?" type of, I can't fucking do it. So next week, I'm a Minnesota fan. I truly am. And it's funny, all this week I hated Minnesota. I hated your guts. But no, I'm rooting for you guys, mostly because I just want you guys to knock Stafford out, and that can be done with that. I'd rather talk about the third meetup this season than Stafford conversation. But then obviously after that, the Lions win the divisional round. They will go on between whoever comes out of the four-way little situation there between Washington, Tampa, Green Bay, and Philly. If I was a betting man, which I am, I think Philadelphia is the team that comes out of that. I fully do believe we will be seeing Philadelphia and Detroit at Ford Field in the NFC Championship game. And that'll be a game in which Detroit will win. I'm calling it now. I got it. Any given Sunday is a thing. Obviously, that showed itself tonight. Detroit's going to the Super Bowl. You can't fool me. Alex Anzalone coming back was the difference maker. We'll see in a couple weeks what the Carlton Davis situation's looking like. I know that they kind of put his time frame to the NFC Championship game area. I know that Hutchinson keeps saying, "Oh, I'm trying to come back for the Super Bowl." I really still think you shouldn't, my guy. But we'll see. Well, Khalif Raymond came back tonight. Obviously, Anzalone came back. It was so awesome to see Anzalone come out of the tunnel and just get a absolutely thunderous applause from Ford Field. We have really grown to just love and appreciate what he brings onto the field. He's a team captain. He's a team captain for a reason, and he's a hell of a ball player. And you definitely saw that tonight. You could tell that he was the difference maker. And again, I'm gonna be real. I don't think we win that game without him. I still firmly believe that. I don't think we hold Minnesota to 9 points without him. Again, I talked about it on Wednesday. You saw the defensive stats from when he got hurt in the Jacksonville game to all the games after that, all up until tonight. We had terrible defense. We were giving up, I think, 33 points a game for 5 games straight without him. Terrible defense. Our defense has been great. And yes, I get it. We lost Ali McNeil, but that didn't happen until the Buffalo game. We lost Carlton Davis in the Buffalo game too. But there was still, I think, a couple games in between then when Anzalone got hurt and these other guys did. And the defense was still playing horribly. Anzalone was the linchpin, and we got him back. And I had a couple people reach out to me like, is it worrisome that maybe he's back too soon? And it's like, yeah, maybe a little bit. Breaking your forearm is kind of a big deal. But he was everything we needed him to be tonight. I wasn't really paying attention if he was playing on a snap count. I think I saw a report earlier today that they were going to monitor his snaps because obviously, he was very highly susceptible to re-injuring his broken forearm. But my God, he was a difference maker. I feel like every big play that happened, I felt like he was there. And again, big effing shout out to Amik Robertson. We signed the guy to play slot corner. Carlton Davis gets hurt. We move him outside. Brian Branch gets moved to slot, really, because then Melifonwu took Branch's spot as safety. So we had Amik Robertson playing outside, which is not normally where he plays. But tonight, he went toe-to-toe with the second best receiver in football. The first is Jamar Chase. I'm not going to back off of that. The second best receiver in all football, and he shut that man down. I was terrified of what Justin Jefferson was going to do just based on what you saw fucking Ricky Pearsall do on Monday night. I was like, oh my God, him and Addison are going to tear us apart. Amik Robertson shut him down. I don't even know if I know Terrion was kind of on Jordan Addison too before Terrion got hurt. Hopefully he's okay for next week. I also saw at the end, I think Zeitler got hurt. That might be a thing. Hopefully not, but we got 2 weeks. Point being, I don't even know if I saw Addison's name really pop up on the stat sheet. I think I only saw him make one catch that was at the line of scrimmage, and he was immediately brought down. I don't think I saw him any other time. And Addison had some looks, but again, it was just the rest of the defense forcing Sam Darnold to look at demons again that he never looked his way. So again, Amik Robertson. The obvious player of the game is Jahmyr Gibbs. Okay, the guy with 4 touchdowns obviously gonna be player of the game. But if you take Jahmyr Gibbs out of the equation, Amik Robertson by and far was the player of the game tonight, followed by Alex Anzalone. I'm not gonna lie. Again, don't want to take up more time. I'm just so ecstatic to what this all means now. It's been talked about quite a bit the last couple weeks since the Lions have been playing in prime time that this is a team that's tired. Again, we haven't had a bye week since week 5. That's early October. And then we had, the Sunday game heading into the Thanksgiving game. But guess what? We play in another week because we had a following Thursday night game. And then we had the 10-day gap. But it's like, my God, like this team was being put through hell. And they get the break they deserve. There's no other team more deserving of this bye week than them. And I get it. The bye week scares some people because you see some teams stumble out of the bye week. They lose their momentum. I don't see that being an issue with this team. And I know I'm going to be talking about something that happened early in the season. But we had our bye week. And what was the week after the bye week? For those that remember. It was the Dallas Cowboy game where we put belt to ass on them 47-9. So I'm not worried about this team losing momentum. This team needed a break. And I wanted that for them more than anything. So super glad that they got the number 1 seed. I'm just a happy man. I'm a happy man tonight. I'll be celebrating the next couple days. But again, I got to keep in the back of my mind, job's not finished. Again, we had the greatest regular season in franchise history, but job's not done. Job's not done. And I hope these guys are able to, still celebrate what they accomplished this season. It was a long road. We had to call upon people that we didn't think we ever had to call upon. And they came here. They played their ass off. And this is the results. 15-2. 15-2. This team could have very easily have been 17-0. Very easily. But I'm not going to go into what ifs. I'm just going to go into what actually happened. 15-2. Greatest season in Lions franchise history. And you come out on top in what was heralded as the greatest regular season matchup in NFL history. And you didn't just come out on top. You made a statement. You made a statement that you're not to be messed around with. Because you're not. We will find ways to beat you. And we did. And sometimes one guy can make a difference. And that one guy definitely was Alex Anzalone tonight. So glad that he's back. Super glad that he's healthy. But like I said, not going to do a full show tonight. That is our show. Again, your Detroit Lions are NFC North champions and NFC regular season champs by clinching that number 1 seed. Super proud of the boys tonight. Again, we'll talk more on Wednesday. Still have the show on Wednesday. Again, just wanted to do something small tonight. But we'll talk a bit more about the Lions on Wednesday. Go more into depth about what's it looking like moving forward. What do we have to look forward to? But hey, if you're somebody that's not a Lions fan, and if you're watching this and you haven't given this team credit, it's about damn time you give this team credit. Because we went out there and made a statement. We made a statement. Once again, you can follow us on X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. You can follow me at Gritsville_IESR on X, Twitter, whatever you call it. IESportsradio.com, IESportsradio.com/Gritsville USA is where you'll find my show and past shows. And then just that website itself, you'll find all of our other great shows. Once again, we are on Apple Podcasts, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio. Make sure to check out any of our sponsors that we got. Some great products. We're super excited about Vital Apparel being part of our team now. I'm just happy. I'm a happy man. Once again, your NFC North champion, number 1 seed Detroit Lions are here. Took a long road to get here, but we made it, guys. We made it. Enjoy the week off of stressful Lions football. Because you guys deserve it too. You guys have been cheering this team on week in and week out. You guys have been rightfully scared with me and every other fan when bad things have happened. But hey, we never gave up. The concern was there, yes, but we never gave up. The players deserve this. We deserve this. But we got to keep in mind, job's not finished. Pour one out for the Vikings tonight. They got their ass whooped. So excited to just preview who we're going to face. Again, I'll be rooting for Minnesota. Don't get me wrong. I'm rooting for Minnesota this week. Once again, my name is Christian Harvey. I am the host of Gritsville USA. And you have been watching Gritsville USA right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Have a good night, Detroit fans. Have a good night, sports fans. Love you guys. Speak to you guys on Wednesday.